in the second pasuk, he sends the angels, and he says to them, "This is what you should say to my master Esav. Yaakov. This is what your servant Yaakov said. Im Lavan Garti ve'echaroto. I sojourned with Lavan, and I've been delayed until now." So normally, ger means a stranger. In Lavan Garti, I'm a stranger. So Rashi says, "Lo nasasi sar v'choshuv elager." Even though I received the blessing from our father, I never assumed the position of a minister or any person of status. I'm a ger. I'm always seen as an outsider. It's not worthwhile to hate me because of the bracha of your father, who blessed me, that you'll have the upper hand, you lord over your brother, because you see it hasn't been fulfilled. That's one interpretation. Now, this is the one I want to speak about. Garti. He said, with Lavan Garti, the Gematria Taryag, the miracle value of Garti is 613. Klomar, Im Lavan Harosha Garti, although I sojourned with Russia, Lavan the Russia, he didn't say with Lavan the Russia, the Taryag Mitzvah Shamarti, despite the influence and the impossible situation due to the environment, I adhered to the 613 mitzvos. I did not learn from his evil ways. There are two questions I asked. Rashi citing Chazal, Garti says numerically is 613. If you take a look at the letters of Garti, we don't have to get involved in the numerical value. Garti are the same letters as Taryag. If you rearrange the letters Taryag lie within the word Garti. So why does the Medrash say that it's not only the letters are Taryag, but the numerical value is Taryag? It's an obvious question, even though I haven't seen anybody ask this question. It's number one. Secondly, he says to him, Im Lavan Garti v'Taryag Mitzvah Shamarti. Fine. Although I sojourned with Lavan, I adhered to the 613 mitzvos. What does he add? And I did not learn from his evil ways. I mean, if he adhered to the 613 mitzvos, evidently you didn't learn from his evil ways. So what is this added so-called footnote? In addition, I didn't learn from his evil ways. If you adhered and conformed to the 613 mitzvos, you didn't learn from his ways. What's he adding? Yaakov. Now, if you look back in Parshas Vayetze, God had communicated him on Har Moriah, Mount Moriah, and he said he'd watch over him, so on and so forth. So Yaakov says, if Hashem will fulfill everything that he said, he made a neder. In Pasuk Chof Ches Chof Aleph, take a look, Chof Ches Chof Aleph, chapter 28, Pasuk 21, and he says, "V'shavti b'sholma beisovi," and you bring me back in peace to my father's house after all the years I'll be away. That's what Yaakov originally had said. So Rashi says over there, "V'shavti k'mo shamarto shomali v'ashibusecha la'adamo." As you said to me, I'll bring you back to this location. B'shalom. What does it mean with in peace? Shalom in achet, whole from sin. Shlo elmad midarki Lavan, that I will not learn from the ways of Lavan. What does shalom mean? Shalom in achet. Why will I be shalom in achet? Why will it be complete and remain perfect, not to be influenced by chet? Shlo elmad midarki Lavan. I will not learn from his ways. Should say shalom in achet. What does he have to add? And I will not learn from his ways. But that was his original condition. then I will give 10% of everything I have. Now he's returning 34 years later, and the message he sends to Esav, in love of Garti, Garti Shamarti, I did not learn from his evil ways. What he's saying now is exactly what he had said to Hashem. You bring me back in peace. That what? That Shalom in Achet, and that I did not learn from his ways. So I said, one question sheds light on the other question. I asked the question, what does Chazal have to say that Garti is numerically 613? The letters Garti spell Tayag. That's the question. So this is what I was thinking. Very often, we believe that we're at a certain level. We keep all the mitzvahs. But though the mitzvahs we conform with the Torah, but there's certain, on a qualitative level, it's not where it should be. For instance, we spoke about Avas Hashem. You do a mitzvah with love. You do a mitzvah with reverence. You do a mitzvah for the sake of the mitzvah. There's so many components that have relevance to a mitzvah, how to observe it. And if you don't meet all these criteria, although you went through the motions and did the mitzvah, but factually, in terms of its inherent value, it's not the same mitzvah. In love of Garti means, on the face of it, I kept 613. So if you take the letters and conjugate them differently, it's Garti. But Chazal say it's more than Garti. Numerically, what's numerical value? That means you're going below what's obvious. The innate value is 613. It's not only the letters are 613, the innate value is 613. As a result of, and that's what it means. I was not influenced as much as an iota. It's not only that I kept the mitzvos, I kept them qualitatively, no less than what I kept them originally. And that was Yaakov's original request, supplication to Hashem, and the prerequisite. If I return b'shalom, shalom alachet shlo elmad b'masav haroim, that I will not learn from his ways, because if you learn from his ways, there's a level of diminishment. I don't value it the same way. I'm not the same person. Although you put on tefillin every day, you don't put on tefillin the same way. Although you observe the Shabbos every day, it's not with the same reverence and love and the same sense of feeling. It's not the same. Yaakov says nothing has changed. Despite the fact that I was exposed to that level of environment, and to Lavan, which is the source of evil, he refers to him as Lavan Arosho, nevertheless, I'm the same person, not only on surface-wise, but even within myself. And it's interesting. The Gemara tells us in Yuma that what was the repository of the Torah in the Mishkan? The Aron. The Aron contained the broken tablets, the second set of tablets, and contained the Sefer Torah. And the Torah goes and explains what exactly was the Aron, how was it constructed. When he was told to make the Aron, he says, you should cast it in gold, from the inside on the outside. As we get there, it was made of 3 boxes. You had an outer box, then you had, which was gold, then you had another box, which was wood, which was an inlay, and then you had another inlay. The inner box was made of gold. So therefore, on the bias from the outside, it was gold, from the inside, it was gold. What did Torah go out of its way to teach us? So the Gemara tells us, Kol Talmud Chacham she'tochu kibaru. A Talmud Chacham, just as the repository of the Torah was the Aron, and the Torah goes and reveals to us what is a repository, an appropriate location. Kol Talmud Chacham she'tochu kibaru. Eno Talmud Chacham. A Talmud Chacham, where outwardly he behaves like Talmud Chacham, but inwardly, his feelings, his sense of what he knows is not totally integrated into his being. He's not a Talmud Chacham. The only person who's the appropriate repository for Torah, and God will give him whatever siyata d'shmaya he needs to retain that Torah, you have to meet this criteria. It's not enough to look like the Talmud Chacham and to act like the Torah scholar, But inwardly, you have to have all the sense of its value. Only then are you the proper location for the Torah. It's the same idea. It's not only doing, but it's the qualitative relationship, and that allows for the integration of the Torah within the person himself. Garti Shamarti. I did not learn from his evil ways. As a result of that, it's not only I met the criteria of what mitzvahs are, which means I did them, but even qualitatively, they're infused with all the various levels of love and reverence and whatever is needed to bring it to that most complete level.